I'm Celine, and I'm here to tell you what not to say to someone with Cushing's disease. Cushing's disease is a disorder where you gain weight really fast, you're always very moody, your hormones are all over the place, and you're physically not feeling well. To sum it up, basically what happens is a lot of people who see someone with Cushing's, they think they're pretty big, they must be eating a lot, what a pig. That's not the case at all. Many people with Cushing's are actually anorexic and they're not eating anything. That's not uncommon, and yet they're still gaining and gaining, and they don't know why. What you don't say to someone with Cushing's is, have you tried going on this fasting diet? I tried fasting for 72 hours, and I feel great now. It doesn't work like that with Cushing's. If they fast, there's many medical things that could go through, but I'm not going into that because you probably don't even care. But other things that can happen with Cushing's is if you say something really not right to them, they could go out of control, because with their hormones raging, they'll go nuts. Just trust me. They'll be crying in their room at night, and it's just not a pretty scene. It's not necessarily true with everyone, but with many people, it's exactly true. Many people with Cushing's are told, I went on a gluten-free diet and I feel great now. But there's no diet that will really help with the weight gain with Cushing's. None at all. It has nothing to do with overeating at all. So, also, when someone with Cushing's is upset and they're crying, what you don't say is, calm down, it's okay. It's just a little thing, But you know what? To someone with hormones raging, they feel like the world is ending, because you probably know how hormones work. They make you up and down. They control how you physically feel. They control your weight. They control your periods. They control if you want to have sex. You know what I'm saying? They control a lot of stuff. What you really don't do is try to tell them that it's nothing. Another thing that a lot of people with Cushing's hear is, are you sure that's the case? Are you sure you have Cushing's? Because I think you're just faking everything and you're being overdramatic. How would you feel if you were in pain, sleeping when you didn't want to sleep, and not being able to sleep when you wanted to sleep, and you were gaining weight? Imagine you're on your period. Just imagine you're on your period, and while you're those 3 or 4 days when you're on your period, you gain 50 pounds, and you're having horrible menstrual cramps. Imagine how you'd feel. How would you feel if someone told you you're just being overdramatic? You'd feel pretty bad, right? Well, that's how it feels with Cushing's. There's so many different things people say that are wrong. You wouldn't believe it. When I had Cushing's, I had a psychiatrist who kept telling me, it might not be Cushing's, It could just be all your medications and their side effects causing all these symptoms. That made me so angry, because I had every symptom of Cushing's, and what are the chances of all my symptoms being side effects of medication when they point exactly to that one disease? What are the chances? So many doctors do this, and for you doctors out there who are watching this, don't do that. It makes us so angry, and you may think you're right, but you're not at all. And when you read about it online, you're going to see 10 to 15 per million people. A lot of us who have Cushing's and are on support groups and stuff like that, we're always saying how it seems so much more common like that because there's so many people in the group. And it just doesn't make sense for it to be that rare. For some weird reason, in medical school, doctors are told that Cushing's is so rare and they'll never see a case of it in their lives. That's not true. Many doctors do see cases of Cushing's, and they pass them off and say, here's some antidepressants and go exercise and eat less, because of what they're told in medical school, and that hurts. if you think you have Cushing's and many people are saying this to you, you need to tell them to their face that it's not okay, and you don't be afraid to do it, because they need to know that you're struggling and you know what you're going through. And you're the one whose world just feels like it's falling apart. It may not be. I mean, I don't know what's going on in your life, but I know to you it feels like the world is all over the place and things are really bad and they're not going to get better. But I promise you, once you find someone who listens, it'll get better.